between Godsent and Mousesports. Godsent will be starting on the CT side, Mousesports on the T side, so we have to see what Mousesports can bring to the table here. Pretty much full Kevlar across the board except for the double flash and the smoke on Speedy. Makes you think B. But we'll see if Godsent can actually find some info here in mid early on. Pronax just goes jumping straight into apartments.
Look how fast they are as well. Quick trade coming out, and Nico is down and out of the round, but there's still two people here. A really good stack going on from the Swedes early on. See if they can actually make it work. Clicking and not connecting. Lekro, 2 bullets left, 1 left, and now he has to reload, and he is never going to be done with that. So now Pronax and Schneider have to try and see if they could somehow retake now in a 1-on-4 here, as Nex picks up a very good early kill, and Pronax, they're just toying with him right now. In fact, they're all going to group up, and they could just charge him at the same time, luring him in, and there's Nex for the 3rd kill of the round. Mousesports off to a fantastic start here early on. I mean, that was in spite of it being a triple stack going on in there. They just could hit no shots.
The aggression from Mousesports caught them off guard, it looks like, for Godsent, because you're right, they had 3 players early on B, ready and waiting, but 2 of those players got picked off immediately. The last man only able to get the first, only able to get 1 kill. That's not good enough. And again, Mousesports pick up the pistol. They picked up both pistols on Cash. Now they start strong. They pick up the pistol here on T-side Inferno, which is perfect for them, which means that Godsent are going to be limited economically when it goes into the first round where they can afford to get rifles. They aren't going to have all the nades that you really need to lock down that CT side on Inferno. So Mousesports couldn't ask for a better start. It's almost as if, like, this at this point now, it's their half to lose, because they can just dominate from here on out if they survive this anti-eco.
Which there is a Nova shotgun and just armor on Twist. Everyone else is a little bit light, but still some investment into the round here on the CT side. And actually a pretty decent buy-up from Mousesports as well. You see a lot of teams on Inferno will just go for almost all SMGs, right?
Yeah.
This time we only have 2 in their UMPs, so they're still sort of fairly hard hitting. No Mac 10s or anything weird like that.
Well, Mousesports have always been big fans of the UMP. High armor pen SMG, cheap, 2 kills, you pay it back. I mean, it's a really good SMG to pick up, and it's accurate long range as well. I mean, it's just the full package when it comes to those smaller machine guns. But let's see. Palf peeks out, picks up the first one. Pronax with that dig, hoping to get a headshot, but he's not going to manage it. Perfect flash, blinds him white. Nico gets the kill onto Pronax, and that's pretty much it for the round as far as Godsent are concerned. All 3 of them, the remaining members here, just backing off, looking to save their guns. I mean, Lekro, he's got the Nova. We don't actually see the Nova that often either these days. It's like JW with the sawn off, or everybody just going swag 7. We're never really seeing, you know, the old grandpa shotgun.
Yeah, a bit of a shame that there was no one else there, because that flashbang from Pronax worked quite well to open up with the first kill, but not possible for them to follow up on it. And the rest of Godsent, as you could see, just setting up at most for some exit frags with Lekro down there. And maybe Nex has to actually fall far enough away to find him, because he's not on that much health, so he might be pushed down there to avoid the explosion of the bomb.
They're hoping to bait him in, but they should not fall for this. Yeah, Lekro decides to actually step out there and try and, you know, be the aggressor. Instead of waiting for them to come to him, he tries to take the fight, hope to catch somebody focused on bottom banana instead of looking at Woodstack. Doesn't work out for him, unfortunately, so that shotgun's just not going to do anything for Godsent. So Godsent, it's going to be another round of pistols for them. Palf has got decent money, actually, but he's the only one with kills on Godsent. Everybody else sitting on 0 frags. So they need to start waking up here. This is getting a little brutal, especially if they allow for Mousesports to get another. I mean, if Mousesports get a perfect anti-eco here with the 2 SMGs to farm money, it's going to be brutal for Godsent going into their first buy round. Even if they win it, Mousesports are going to be able to full buy behind that.
They are being very aggressive on their banana takes here. They're really not allowing Godsent to play around up there. Using the early grenades to make sure that there's no one hiding anywhere. And now the smokes are going to go down towards the B bomb side. They still have Nico covering from behind. He's been doing that a lot on all the maps, just playing on his own and making sure that no one's going to be sneaking up behind the team.
Yeah, he does tend to actually go for that lurker. It's almost like old Nip style. You just leave the 1 man, and then the 4 core kind of move together as this unit. But it will be a push onto banana, it looks like, although Godsent are doing their best to try and bait this reaction in, trying to get them to take the bait. But Mousesports seems like they've been listening to Nico. Nico's like, I haven't heard any steps, I haven't seen anybody. We're not getting a good feel over here on the B site. It doesn't feel right, and they are making the correct call to head back towards this A site. So perfect read from Mousesports. This is excellent. Schneider's, he's thinking about starting to rotate back over. They have pushed down to banana, and they're starting to see, wait, nobody's actually here, so maybe we should get over to the pointy letter, boys. It's going to be too late.
Yeah, it's not much they could do, but they don't really have a lot to lose either, so just look for the exits, I would say, at this point here. The bomb is about to be going down, and they are all going to show up for the party next. The quick double, making it a triple, in fact. This takes out Porf. Schneider not going to be able to do anything either in Twist. Big enough an opportunity there. Takes down Dennis. Caught out in the open, so not too bad.
And they'll be able to recover that rifle. Or as I say that, Twist finds another kill. Both SMG players need to get over here to save these guns. And yes, they will pick up both AKs at the end of it. So well done there by Mousesports, really mitigating the cost, or the cost of this next round for themselves. They keep all their rifles alive. Chris J not going to go for the op, despite having the money for it. Instead, it's full rifles, full nades across the board here for Mousesports. And it's going to be Godsent getting a pretty healthy buy, all things considered, on this fourth round. So they actually have a very good nade count, all things considered. So this is actually pretty solid here for Godsent. Just no kit. So that's the one rub. You don't have the kit, so if that bomb gets planted, you might be in a bit of a tight spot, but you do have the nades to buy a lot of time and put some pressure on Mousesports.
And I think this is where Godsent really have to make their mark. And Porf hasn't even seen anybody, and he's already down to 24. He was trying to challenge a bit earlier on and walks into a couple of shots, gets followed up with an HC grenade. But losing that first map is one thing. Starting the second one, losing the fourth round here where they have rifles, that's going to start to get some really bad vibes going into the team now. Pronax going to try and follow it up. They do have Porf inside, and he has flashbangs. You could easily flash Pronax in. There come the first grenades. They're trying to fall back. They're not going to be able to set up that grenade. I think they were ready for it, but Mousesports just beating their timing a little bit there.
Aggressive take, and early enough where Godsent are still going to have to worry about top banana. Exactly, they rotate that extra man over. That's Twist making his way in through CT, trying to put up a bit of a fight. But they're forcing the utility out of Godsent, and this is exactly what they need to do, Mousesports. Still, Nico on the other side of the map, just lurking around, hoping to catch somebody out of position, and he might run into Schneider in a minute. But here's the flash from Pronax. He goes charging in to his death. Just has no idea. Dennis holding down Mouse 1, full blind. He manages to pick up that kill onto Pronax. And well, now Mousesports, they're in position to actually just collapse onto the site because now Nico's in the back line. He's going to get through Speedway, come in through CT. And if anybody's standing out in the open here for Godsent, it's just going to be the end story. It's going to be done.
And look at Porf. I mean, he's in this corner great, but he's got 24 health. I mean, even if they just blindly shoot into it, they are going to find him. They're going to trait check it, and there's Dennis picking up that kill inside the bomb site. Twist not standing a chance. They didn't even need Nico to run in from behind there, and Schneider and Lekro going to be left. What they were trying to do as well is something similar as to what they were doing on A main on Cash, which is they try and put sort of an underhand flash coming through, and then just as they're about to pop, they follow up with another one. It's a really good idea, right? But they just weren't expecting the crossfire outside of top banana there. Things get really ugly. Mousesports, they're looking very good right now.
Yeah, they're looking dominant at this point. Completely unfazed going into their play. I mean, and you can just see, their game plan right now is just rinse and repeat. Nico over in apartments, alone. Rest of Mousesports go into banana, get control of top banana, wait outside for the right time, and then just go bursting onto that site. And it's even better. That last round was just perfect. Nico there to catch out the rotators. The guys on A site couldn't do anything at all to help their brethren over on B. And so it's 4 rounds on the board now for Mousesports. A perfect start here on Inferno. And well, Godsent are left with 2 guns. An M4 on Schneider, and then the Swag 7 on Lekro. And we'll see where Lekro decides to go to take this fight. He needs to get something out of this shotgun so they can have a little bit more money to going into the next round. And so this is how Godsent seems to want to try and handle things. Again, they're going to stack on B. And again, now that the economy is forced, I'm curious to see if Mousesports are going to actually, fall for that. And they've already changed up their default on the T side. Mousesports moving up to mid this time around, going towards A, and they might be thinking, Godsent did this the last time they had pistols. They tried to lay a stack for us, and it's just actually worked out nicely. Schneider somehow gets 2 kills. Speedy not able to trade. But Mousesports do bring it back.
There is Twist also hiding inside the bomb site here, so Schneider, this could be one of those rounds where he actually gives them just enough, and now the rotation is coming in as well. Mousesports moving towards Archway. I'm not sure why they keep fighting here. They must know that they've all been spotted at this point here. Nico going to be going down to Lekro, right on the edge. Max 7 play, doing a lot of damage to Nex as well. And they're going to be shot in the back by Twist, so now it's just Chris, and he's making his way over towards the B bomb site. He'll be successful in running that way too. He has got a smoke, he's got 2 flashbangs and a Molotov. So once the bomb goes down, they do not have a kit, and he has a lot of tools with which to just keep them away. He's a little bit paranoid going into it. Maybe you can't blame him for it, but he actually has a decent chance of doing this 1v3.
He's got so much time. He's got 40 seconds on this clock.
And look at how he's not even going for the bomb plan. He actually wants to make it a 1v2 before he even tries to fight it. all the way in CT spawn to look for it, and Lekro is nearby, but it's going to be falling back. This is a weird situation. It's very strange.
Godsent are just sold on the idea that he's waiting up in apartments for somebody to make a mistake. So they are sending Pronax up there. Pronax is currently scouting it out, getting that info, and now they'll be able to get some guns. Lekro finally going to start thinking about heading over towards this B site. And Chris, he needs to get that bomb plant down now. 14 seconds left, puts the smoke, covering himself and just guaranteeing that bomb plant. Now if he can catch Lekro out in CT, that would be big, but he's not going to fully commit to that angle instead. Just trying to hope that he's going to be able to catch somebody overstepping themselves coming out of construction. But the triangle of doom is set up here for Godsent. They've got the man in banana. There's just too many angles that he has to worry about at this point. They should be peeking together, but he spots the first man through. There's the first headshot onto Twist. And that's actually a huge mistake from Godsent. A second headshot for Chris. He could get the third as well, but no. Lekro's there to shut him down and save the day. But Godsent, they go in one after another.
I mean, it's so scary, isn't it? Here's what's really frightening. When you don't have a kit and he has a Molotov left, that means if he manages to sort of fall back into the corner and put that up, the round might be over right then and there. Might be simply no time to get the defuse. But Schneider here obviously giving them the way to get into this round. So that's a huge turnaround here. Godsent with now a 1-4 scoreline. Chris has the AWP, so does Twist on the other team. So we're going to see how that's going to play out. Twist, I think, definitely very capable of using it. Going to be peeking in the middle, but Chris just a little bit quicker. Saw that coming.
That's the crouch peek, man. You're just so slow. Chris hits that shot for days, and Lekro on quad, going to get overwhelmed by Dennis to open things up. Schneider is here, and he did big work last time, but it's not going to be good enough. Chris, again, just too quick. Lands the shot, and now rotating in from B. They didn't waste any time, Godsent. They got straight into library, but it's just too little too late. 2v4 retake on A site, it's just not going to happen. And especially now that you're going to get your economy reset, Lekro has got a great bank. He's got 6,500, but he's the richest on the team. 2,000 on Schneider, and the rest of them are all flat broke. So if they can hold on to these two rifles, maybe they can do something in the next round, Godsent. Maybe they can get a couple drops going.
This is a disaster, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to lose around, but the way it happened as well. It's one thing for Twist to lose the fight, but then they just speed up. Behind the Mousesports, again, the calls are so quick, right? There are a lot of teams you see where there's like some hesitation after an entry like that, where you think, oh, should we go? And half the team sort of wants to, and the other half doesn't, and then you end up not really doing anything. You see Mousesports almost making the decision just immediately. It makes you think that Nico's just dictating this, you know? Just he's on the comms, and no one's going to try and stop him at this point.
You have to admire Mousesports right now. I mean, it's just moving through together, right? That's the thing. It's not running in one after another. There's no hesitation. There's nobody who's actually holding back. And it's good that you point out how quick the calls are coming, because when Nico apparently calls, push mid, nobody's hanging back or hesitating. It's all just, bam, go in as this unit. Chris J also with that follow-up kill, stopping Schneider short. That was big. And well, Godsent, they're trying to change it up. They're going to get that smoke down at bottom banana. And so at least try and, delay Mousesports taking banana control, which is something that Mousesports have been favoring so far at the beginning of this half. That's one way to change up the defense. That's one way to go through the playbook here and keep Mousesports guessing. But Mousesports should be content to just sit and wait. They have to know that Godsent can't have mad money right now, and so do you really need to try and force that smoke? No, you can wait for them to run out. Nico having just a little bit of fun over there in apartments, but he will survive. Although, as I say that, nice shot from Schneider.
Well, Nico going to be down.
I heard that.
It's going to be considered a decent start here. I think they need to make this 10-5. They just need to win the next 9 rounds in a row. Not going to be easy, but with Chris going down, that's at least going in the right direction. Pronax hiding in the corner. They do have a Molotov, and again, you got to be careful about that. Dennis is right at that edge, so Schneider there to help him out, I think, in case anything goes wrong. Porf inside the B-bomb site, and he's just got a smoke to put up here. And quite good timing with about 40 seconds left. He did a good job just holding on to it. Now they are going to execute. Schneider's rotating back, and Pronax is not far away, but Porf, his job right now, his only job, is to stay alive for a very long time. Are they actually going to do it, or are they faking it?
Well, they've got those smokes going in now. Incendiary's going in as well at the back of the site, but Schneider, he's waiting right on the edge, and he just goes for the full spray right through, just buying a little bit of time for Puff to get better. Exactly, all the way in the back corner. Perfect spot for him to be. They will step out, though, and he misses his opportunity. Spitty there for the headshot. Now Schneider feels like he has to be the hero. He goes charging in, trying to deny the plant, and he's right on the edge. The bomb just gets planted, and Dennis gets the kill back. 2-on-2 now, but they've taken so much damage, Mousesports. At least they've got the crossfire established. They have that going for them. But Godsent now, a couple of nades to work with, and they're choosing to go through together, trying to trade.
How are they not getting these kills? How is Speedy still alive? Well, there's a good opening. Pronax taking out one. Speedy still behind the box. He's got the quad, triple kill right now. He's looking for the quad, crouching in there. Just one bullet's going to take him out. Pronax needs to go a lot faster. He's got the kid looking for the shot, and there it is. Turns around for it. And I think he's going to be there just in time for that defuse, but that's incredibly scary. And again, Godsent should have won that round even more convincingly, but at least it's a round. Small step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, Gaben is right. That guy was actually planted by James Harding. All right, so Godsent, 2 rounds on the board now. They've actually managed to do it, Anders. They've actually got something going for themselves here. They've ground Mousesports at least to a halt in that round. But Mousesports, of course, all the economy. But this is a big monster play. This is the power play coming out from Godsent. They just annihilate Mousesports at mid. That's what you need to go for to get your confidence back. Take control of the situation and charge in there. Take the fight to Mousesports. Wipe them off the face of the planet in this round. And there we go. 3rd round on the board for Godsent, and that's a feel-good round. That's where you just kind of feel all warm and fuzzy, like, yeah, that's right. Everything went our way for once.
Absolutely brilliant. Mousesports are just barely able to buy here, but you're right. Should send a message to the terrorist side here that there's still some life left in Godsent on the other side. Early grenade down the middle, actually doing decent damage to Chris, more than maybe it should have. It's really hard to land these grenades, even though you know exactly where they're coming from. If you extend too far out, then you're going to get shut down, but too little, and they just dodge it entirely. This time back to a very default setup. And we do have 3 people at B, which is a bit out of the ordinary, but I doubt they'll stay there forever. Though it's a good trade from Pronax, taking out Nex. And now they really can afford to play it safe and defensively here. Don't want to see them overextending too much at this point in time. Are they going to try and boost over the smoke here? Oh, Twist! Talk about overextending. That might have just essentially unlocked the A-bomb site. There's only Lekro holding inside. They're rotating through, but they might be way too late. Lekro is going to have to go absolutely massive here. They're running him down. Chris going to be killed early on. He's still in the pit, ready and waiting. Oh, there's a nice click coming through. Speedy out of the round, and the bomb up on the truck, and there's the rotation happening. Lekro just solid in the pit. Nico wants more than just a single kill, but decides to take it when he can. But that'd be a 4th round for Godsent.
You called and he delivered, Anders. That was sick from Lekro. Stayed alive, did the damage, got 2 kills, and that bought more than enough time for the rotation to come in through mid from his teammates. Beautiful round, beautiful positioning from him. That was just a little bit, you know, shaky, but he still gets the headshot in the end, and that's all that matters. So very well done there by Lekro, making his big debut on the stage here. 4 rounds on the board for Godsent now versus Mousesports is 5, and finally Mousesports have to go for pistols. No bomb plan in that last round, no bonus money. So it's just Tech 9s pretty much across the board. Of course, Nico goes for the deke, but you know we won't fault him that. And Schneider going for the power play this time around. Stands in mid, takes the fight straight up. 2 kills for him. That's Nico gone as well. And now he gets to play passive and just set it up for his teammates. Pronax not going to get too ahead of himself. At this point for Godsent, once you have that 2-man advantage, it's all about playing safe. There's no need to take big risks. Just go back to default, go back to what works, establish the crossfires, because you know that they're eco, you know that they have pistols, so just don't give them the chance to come in and do damage.
Twist playing a bit of a game here, but on the other side, they do have a single smoke on Speedy. Could set up, try and see if they can get rid of Twist. Grenade going to be doing a bit of damage, and Twist not quite, it seems, on point with the flicks here either. Got to be careful about that. 4th is inside, and that'll be a round for Godsent as they equalize to 5-5 moving into the 11th round. They will be buying AKs once again, but I mean, Godsent have won 4 rounds in a row here and needs to continue. They need to make this 10-5.
Yeah, they just have to completely dominate from here on out. Twist holding on to the op, so that's one thing that actually Godsent have to work with because Chris J doesn't go for the AWP on Mousesports. Instead, it seems like they've had a couple of rounds that have been a little shaky. Chris J getting the AWP, not really having too much of an impact with it. So maybe he's feeling like, okay, I'll go to the AK. We'll play a bit quicker. We won't try and play around my picks. Instead, we'll hope that somebody oversteps just like that, like Twist. You know, going for that mid peak, you get the punish, but then Pronax is ready and waiting. Nico just throws himself in there. He gets completely slapped down. So again, Godsent with the man advantage early on here.
Nico's so sure he could recognize the setup there, so sure he knew what they were going to be doing on the other side. He could have been right, but not going to be this time. Surprised that Twist didn't get that kill again. You know, it seems like he's feeling it. He keeps trying to take these fights, but that was a flick that he should have hit in the middle early on. It would have been a fantastic start for them. Still is pretty good, even if a lot of them have taken a little bit of damage. Speedy just charging around in the middle, stomping all over the place. That flashbang coming through, and if he had peeked the corner, that would have been it. It's going to be Chris to pick up the kill on Pronax instead now. Back into a 4-on-4, and if they try and wrap around here, look at the rotation that's already happening in favor of Godsent. They got Porf and Twist in CT spawn. Porf picking up one. He's going to go down to Speedy, but there's another player there, Twist, and he won't expect it. And that's going to be the shot now. 2-on-3. Next and Chris have to try and make the cross. They have the smoke to do it as well, so Twist, yeah, he can't even get the shot in. That's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, that was the info. Perfect flash. Bought a lot of time there. 25 seconds left on this clock, and Mousesports, they still need to get across, and they're actually taking some fire there through the smoke. Good spray coming through from Lekro. But Nex and Chris now, they need to tighten it up, and Nex looks like he wants to try and take that fight, goes for the peek into construction. Chris caught peeking by Twist from CT, and Twist will finally get laid low by Nex. But it's still a 1v2, and this should still favor Godsent as they just run in. Look at that, Lekro, no fear. Doesn't even wait to calm with his teammate, like, hey man, are you ready to peek? No, he just goes charging in like, actually, this is my site. Going to get the defuse, and another round on the board for Godsent.
Very, very well played. And you're right, Lekro seems to be unfazed at the moment about anything that's going on here. Even defending that pit earlier against the 4 people that were coming for him. Just a very tight play coming out from him. 6-5 being the scoreline, and Godsent finally, for the first time in a very long time, they actually take the round lead over Mousesports, who are struggling a little bit now to actually find any rounds. See if they could make a breakthrough somewhere. We've seen them winning so many of these top banana duels earlier on, so Godsent just have to not give them that. And right now, it's just Porf defending over at B, on a really, really heavy defense at A.
Oh, nice pop little there. The little flash that goes off, one of the older flashes. Chucks it right around the corner. Not going to be able to catch anybody out, though, Nico. And Nico is struggling right now to get those frags on the board. Godsent are doing a very good job of neutralizing him. And that might be, you know, from the stress, Nico, you know, trying to call out the shots, trying to outthink Pronax. And that's not an easy task. Twist is ready and waiting with the AWP and does not miss that shot. But currently, there are 4 players on this A site for Godsent. Mousesports, they've gone back to what worked at the beginning of the half. They finally realized, okay, just put Nico over there alone, get the others all the way up into Banana, and just go swarming onto the B site, and it's working out wonderfully. Paul, he has to give ground, he has to fall back, but he decides to take the fight. There's the flash, then they line up. Big damage dealt to Dennis, and the headshot on Nex.
Another flashbang coming through. Porf still alive. He's playing this one very well this time. Gonna get a third one in. Pistols out as well. Chris last alive. Nobody has even died yet for Godsent, and spraying down one is at least going to give them that. Porf finally falls on the bomb site.
Wow.
It's going to be going down. They just jump around the corner. I'm wondering if Nico is you know, sort of a lot of pressure. He's got 4 kills right now, and I think he's being too many resources from his sort of mind are being put into trying to figure out how to break this incredible streak that Godsent are on right now, because he actually failed that Molotov in the middle, and then he sort of just said, I'm just going to try and run for it. That seemed like not, you know, the most heads-up play, which we're not used to seeing from him. So I think maybe he's a little bit stressed out with having to do both frags and also doing some calls here.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Oh, what is this? Big balls play. Just standing right in the middle of mid. Come at us, and the HE is going to go in there to greet him, but they're already going to be past Mousesports. Pronax is not able to make it into the smoke in time to save himself, but there's the flank coming in from Schneider. No fear at all, goes charging in, and Nex will finally shut him down. But it's still a 3-on-3. Twist still alive, and he will just barely find the headshot on Nex. What a sick shot from Twist right on the edge of the smoke. And now Lekro up in apartments. This is the perfect position. They have no idea where he's going to be coming from. Nico is gone, and now it's all on Spitty in a 1v3, and he will get picked off as well. Magnificent work coming in here from Godsent, just holding off that all-or-nothing push coming in from Mousesports to top mid.
My God, it's time Twist really woke up with that AWP, and he certainly has now. Very, very well done. 8-5. Said they needed to make this 10-5, and right now they're getting there. That was very, very quickly.
What did he see, like a pixel move within the smoke or something? Like, how the hell did he get him on the edge like that? Crazy shot from Twist.
Just, he heard it. It's the $5,000 headset there.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming into play.
Oh, yeah.
Well, triple stack top banana again. Godsent, I think they've identified the same thing that we were talking about earlier. Oh, what? how does that happen and why? Someone has to come up with an explanation. I certainly can't. Did someone pull a joke in the middle of the suit, just bound his mouse 1 to kill? Godsent thinking that'd be funny for a moment. Did he get stuck? There is,
yeah.
You can get stuck on something and actually get yourself killed. I just didn't know if there was a place on top banana you could do it.
Through his Molotov, basically, and I think Next tagged him down and they just roasted in his Molotov. Bit unfortunate.
But then wouldn't Next have got the assist?
Yeah, Next did get the assist.
Well, as far as I could see, it just said Puff killed Puff.
I think the main thing is that Puff.
I'm wondering if it was a world death where he gets stuck on. I don't know. Someone needs to go look at the demo real quick. We're confused. Kronax, not confused, but in a very bad spot here.
Oh.
That flashbang is not going to help you, mate. He's just going to be down. Nico actually just hitting him in the face with the Tech 9, and that'll be it. Inside the bomb site, Schneider alone and in a corner that you can't get 5 kills from. It's just simply not possible. Gonna go for the early spray, misses that, and yeah, running out. Why not? You can't really do anything else. Lecro, AWP in hand, might as well try and see if he could go for it here. They have the money for it anyway, so a chance for him to make history if it works.
I mean, it is smart of him. They do have a lot of money, Godsent. And if he can make it so that Mousesports are in some difficulty for the next round, the last round of the half, that would be nice. They don't have mountains of cash right now, Mousesports. So he is trying to apply a maximum amount of pressure here. And Lecro just hoping that somebody's going to make the mistake. If he holds this line, they have a smoke. Oh, nice shot on Nico coming out of the smoke, but he's not going to hit the flick. He nearly did. That looked like he got Spitty in the end. But he got instead.
It looked like he got a 2-for-1 there as well. They practically lined up, but 15th round is coming up, last of the first half on the second map here at the quarterfinal of Dreamhack Masters. The first day of the playoffs, and it's already been quite a long day, and we have a whole best of 3 still to come, so you don't want to go anywhere at this point in time.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this. VP Nip next. It's going to be a god tier game.
Oh, look at this again. They've tried this in multiple places, boosting on top of the smoke, looking for the shot, and it works beautifully this time. They don't even get spammed down afterwards. Now they can just fall back. They don't need to keep fighting here. They seem to be very hungry to do that, but really, that's all they needed to do.
That was so cool. How do you get caught? Oh, they do it again? There's just no respect. Let's put the fear into Mousesports right now. Let's really make him worried about coming up the top banana. Nice little nade there, actually going to drop Palf a little bit low. But Next is dancing on the edge, and Palf has now been abandoned. Is the flash going to be coming in from his teammate? Is Schneider setting it up right now? Because Palf, he's flashing himself out instead. But there was a moment there where it could have been a little tricky if Mousesports tried to push him. Still, man advantage for Godsent, and finally that flash comes in for Mousesports. They get control of top banana, and they actually don't waste any time at all. Once they clear out top banana, boom, they're getting locked in and ready to go for this execute onto the B site.
Look at that pixel angle that Schneider's holding. He really just wants to see them come through. And not a chance for a shot, but now he's going to jump up, try and take that fight, and Dennis just pre-aiming that, going to take him out, following up with a second kill. It's not the first time Dennis has opened up this bomb site, so as an entry fragger, he's been doing a very, very good job right now. Not the most amount of kills on the team, but certainly pulling his weight here. 3 versus 4, and bomb is down. Obviously, Godsent going to have to try and see if they can fight this. It's going to be an almost impossible retake. Look at the grenades still going up here, making life very tough. Lecro going down, Kronax to follow. Twist gets 1 frag in, going for a little bit more. He's going to get taken out by Dennis, finding a 4th kill of the round for himself and making it 8-7. Mousesports coming out of this first half with a very, very good scoreline.
Yeah, another solid scoreline. Very questionable positioning there from Schneider. I mean, obviously his teammate is going to, get roasted if he leaves him alone on that side. He was clearly trying to have an impact, but I mean, he gets flashed and then he tries to force it, and Mousesports aren't going to pass up an opportunity like that, and it just falls apart from there. Palf then feels like he has to be the hero. Dennis takes him out. I mean, that's kind of just summing it up. Godsent definitely struggling in this first half on Inferno. And they had a good run, but after a really rough start again, right, they just haven't been able to connect with the pistol rounds. It was the same thing on Cash to start things off. They lost both pistol rounds to Mousesports. On Inferno, same exact situation where they lose the pistol round, Mousesports get up to 4 rounds, they get hard reset. It isn't even until like halfway through the half that actually Godsent are able to actually get some decent buys on the board and get the ball rolling for themselves.
I do want to point out as well that all 7 rounds that Mousesports won, they had 3 or more members alive. None of them were close. It wasn't like, you know, if only Godsent could have done a bit more, then that would have been it. No, they were all very one-sided rounds.
It felt like that on Cash as well a lot of the time. Just, you know, Mousesports, whatever, it would just be these mistakes made by Godsent, you know, over-peaking or trying to force things like Schneider in that last round, for example. You know, trying to force things that just gets punished by Mousesports when they're moving together as that death ball, as that unit. But here we go. The pistol round now of the second half. T-side for Godsent. 8 rounds on the board for them. 7 for Mousesports. And, well, we'll see if Mousesports can keep this streak alive with the pistols. Duel at top banana, and it's getting close. Twist daring to peek against Nico, and Nico has not gone for the deagle. He's gone Kevlar here. So he's got that USP, one-click headshot potential. And, wow, they just don't stop. They keep challenging each other. Nico's the one to lose out in the end. He gets dropped down around half HP.
He did die early in the first half pistol, so if they get rid of him, that's certainly a good start. Speedy just making sure he doesn't get caught there. Look at this. They really, really want him to come back and peek this. I'm not even convinced that that's necessarily a good idea, but it certainly would be fun. Have they got any kind of a flashbang? Pronax has one, and he's in the middle. He could flash in for the people in apartments to come out. Smoke goes up once. Pronax very nearly getting caught. Chris, no such luck this time. Not going to be the shots coming through. Instead is Lecro picking up Dennis as a follow-up, and Speedy trying to fall back, but they're just going to Glock him down. He gets the first shot in, but he's simply out of bullets. Half coming through with the shot, and next trying to see if he can clean up in the middle, but the bomb has been planted, and him and Nico don't see it happening here. Nico been playing well, but 1v3.
He needs to find the kit to have any chance here. It's just an impossible situation now that there's a man up in apartments. They have 2 on the site for Godsent, so the crossfire is established as well. The one man holding behind the default plant position can just draw his attention, Nico, and the second man exactly on the site. Nico senses this. He's putting some shots in there, hoping to get lucky with a headshot. But Godsent just are not giving him the opportunity. So it looks like finally Godsent are going to be able to end this streak for Mousesports. And Nico, he's just going to have to fall back and hope he can hold on to this Kevlar. Unless he can make a little bit more money with an extra kill. Bonus 300 in his pocket. Could get another one as well, but they will both go up with the bomb in the end. Still, Nico picking up 2 kills at the end of the round. That's not too shabby. But what's important is that Godsent have finally ended the streak.
I think it's the sort of calm focus about Nico that's so frightening, isn't it? It's not just that he hits the headshots, it's that he seems completely unfazed by anything that's happening around him. Well, 9-7. Godsent with a much-needed good start. It's going to have to go way further than that. They definitely need that 4th round. Come Mousesports' first rifle here. Speaking of Mousesports, it is deagle and armor on Nico. So see if he can find something. He's being pretty aggressive right now, moving up. Oh my God, he takes down Lecro. What a ridiculous flick, and he's going to be falling back. I just can't even believe it.
Just like mouth hanging open basically at that point in shock. That this guy continues to just find these one headshots, like ridiculous.
Utterly inhuman reactions. It's going to be a Molotov raining out. Twist trying to get some blind spray through here. Got to be very careful. Grenades are working quite well on him. Godsent, this is one of these rounds that, I mean, if they've already lost a bunch of these rounds that they shouldn't have, think back to Cash and that ridiculous Molotov, with the double Molotov to deny 2 bomb plants.
He still had that smoke, Nico. The flash goes through as well. They are somewhat limited on the nades now, Godsent. So they need to make this start to count here. There's the flash, the pop in, and Nico's completely, well, I spoke too soon. He gets flashed, but he will set it up for Dennis to get 2 kills in return. Nice returns, however, by Schneider. Brings it back to a 2-on-2 in the end, but for a moment there, it was looking like Nico was just gonna have a field day when they came through that. Nice delayed flash to take him out of the picture, though.
And then not too quick to put down the bomb either. They weren't sort of rushing that. Schneider doing a really good job here. 3rd kill of the round for him. When you're in a 2v2 like that and you have the better firepower and you still have 30 seconds, which they just did, if you just rush in and try and put the bomb down and there's someone you haven't found in that bomb site, it's a great way to lose a round. So better to just try and see if you can't maybe force it out a bit there. Schneider, 4th kill of the round for him, and Godsent at 10-7.
Yeah, the deep breath there of relief from Schneider as well.
Yeah.
Finally, something is working. We'll get the replay of Nico's sick flick. Just like, boom. He just stands up, like salutes. You're gone. Well, another round of pistols coming up here from Mousesports, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any shenanigans. Godsent were trying to stack sights when they had the pistols. This time around, Mousesports, 2 players to B, 3 to A. Pretty default kind of setup here, waiting for Godsent to come through. And for Godsent, missing incendiaries, missing Molotovs there, so that's a little bit of a costly mistake. But they will eventually take control of top banana. And this is just, I mean, one of those steps that you have to go through on Inferno. Jesus, will this man stop, please? Pronax is gone. Still a man hanging around there as well. Dennis drawing attention to himself, and is Nico gonna find another? They keep peeking him!
Yeah, I'm just gonna say maybe it's time to stop here. Just don't even do it. Go somewhere else. Have a better time, have a better day. Speedy is up in the apartment, so they're gonna be careful if they push into A that they don't suddenly get caught. Chris right at the edge, and Next is also here to try and have a little bit of fun, but they're both gonna fall, so a great entry.
And Speedy, he's got the kit and he's got his Zeus. Now, Speedy is one of those players who just loves to use the Zeus, which is why I don't say hi to him at lands.
So good, though.
No.
Well, not this land, but
Just stop.
during the major, well,
Don't do it, Anders.
did get like 3 or 4 Zeus kills. It's pretty good.
He's posted up in Boiler as well, so it's not a bad spot to be. You can hear him running up on quad as they try to make their way out, and you might be able to just get in, get a quick kill in there, maybe save a rifle if he's lucky. So we'll see if he's got any success with that. For now, it seems like Godsent, however, are intent on fighting their way out of CT. They find both kills, Dennis and Nico, and so no joy here for Speedy. Perhaps hoping to just, draw this out enough where somebody goes up with the bomb with him. I mean, he could actually try and pull this off. He's doing some damage, and the bomb goes boom. And he does actually get one of them in the end. So nicely done. Twist going up with the bomb. That's all Speedy was looking for. He just wanted to make it just a little bit more expensive for Godsent at the end of that round.
Yeah, some measure of success coming out of that one. 11-7. Still a very close scoreline if you consider Mousesports being on the CT side here. Now, Godsent picked this map. I really, really want to see them have something impressive here on the terrorist side. We need to see some good tactics coming out from them. Twist early with the bottom banana control. Can they actually challenge on the other side? They don't have an AWP up there, so he should be having an all right situation trying to fight Nico, but what can they show us?
It's the ultimate question, and for now, it's very default stuff. They're playing off of Twist with that AWP, letting him camp out in banana, waiting to see if somebody's going to get impatient on Mousesports' side, try and peek for that info, in which case Twist would be ready. Nice flash, though, to force him off the angle, but he's still able to see over it, and he's actually going to get boosted straight up, and that opens it up. Nico, perfect time for him to peek. He just gets the spray onto Woodlogs. He actually takes out Twist again. So Twist died with the bomb in the last round. Now Nico comes in like a bomb and wrecks him, and, well, man advantage for Mousesports going into this key round for Godsent. So Godsent, how do they adjust now that they've lost their opper? Lekro has picked up the AWP, so he's hoping to get lucky over there in banana, but it's time to gather up with the rest of his team because they're gonna, it looks like they want to hit this A site in the end with the bomb over here.
Just got 4 people stacked right now. This is going to be almost impossible for them to make a breakthrough, and they don't have that much time either. 35 seconds, so it's kind of now or never if they really want to commit to it. Lekro hoping that someone's going to show himself in that pit somewhere. They need to get that player out of that position. And they're doing their best with the grenades, but Speedy following up with a good spray, taking down one. Look at the damage being output here. Chris taking one, and Dennis chiming in. And Pronax, the bomb is down, but it really won't matter. It'll be a good round. I mean, that's some classic Pronax play. It's something we haven't seen in a very long time, but way, way, way back when Pronax first picked up the original Fnatic squad that did have Schneider in it as well. That particular plant is something that they did a lot. Just try and plant forward and then try and see if you could defend it after the plant. It's a pretty good idea. It's not something that we've seen a lot. They did a similar thing over at B, but both those strats have sort of gone a little bit out of style since Pronax, hasn't been playing for a while, I guess.
Yeah, it's just teams are getting so good at dealing with it. Like when they first came out, the element of surprise, remember? I think we were in casting those games, which was like, what is this? Because they plant in the smoke. So how did you deal with that as a CT? Only problem is, once you know where they're planting as a CT, you just spray them dead, and then it's kind of like a wonk kind of situation.
It's also, I think if they cut the kill on Speedy and then they'd played sort of 4v4, maybe it could have worked out, but they did it once the man was down, and Speedy just played pretty well in the pit, so hard to make anything happen after that. This time, a much more default setup for Mousesports. It was the 4-1 earlier. This time they have three members over at the A-bomb site. Chris playing pretty far away from Archway, though, which means if it was a B push coming through, it'd take a while for anyone to rotate out of the A-bomb site. That may be the only thing here that speaks in favor of it. They do have to deal with Nico and also with Dennis, and they have still a lot of grenades inside. 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke that's just been put out, but here comes the push finally coming through. Can they hold on? Just 2 members here. Dennis picking up 1. Nico coming in with the spray. Takes 1, 2, a third as well. The bomb is down. And Nico doing a fantastic job. Twist is going to be rocked by Chris J outside of CT spawn. And that'll be 11-9. With that defense from Nico, just too much.
Yeah, just proper defense. Because watch, like, all of these incendiaries going down, making it so difficult for Godsent to push forward effectively. And it's really like you just need to hit this like ridiculous God tier kind of shot when you enter onto the site. The first man through just needs to completely wipe out the defense. Otherwise, you get bogged down in the incendiaries, you have nowhere to go, and Nico just turns you into, you know, cat food. So not a fun time for Godsent going through, maybe just a little bit too direct with their strategy. Nico definitely not caught off guard given that sort of situation. And so now it's down to Mousesports just running it back at this point. They have 9 rounds, and well, Twist. Dude, these Deeg headshots just coming out all over the place right now. Both maps, both of these players, Nico and Twist, they just keep finding them. So I mean, they're making it fun. They're making it interesting. Chris isn't too happy.
Ooh, if they could pick up a round like this, it wouldn't quite force any kind of an eco on Mousesports' side, on Mousesports' side, but it would really, really put their economy on a lot of strain. Nico's alone on the bomb site here. It's definitely possible. He's got the smoke up, and he's got the Molotov to follow it up there. He's going to go out maybe a bit early with regards to the clock, but since he's alone, he kind of has to take the chance. If they could make it, if only they had 1 flashbang, that would just give them the opening. Without it, they're just running in, and that AK is probably going to chew them up.
You're just hoping at that point. Pronax is currently lurking over here as well. Pretty sure that Dennis spotted him out. Yep, there's the flash. There's the kill. Clockwork. Beautiful teamwork coming in there. And now Godsent, well, it's Nico. Peeks out and Twist. What a God tier headshot again. That's what I'm talking about. Nico not even able to get into the fight. Twist just instant gives him, and now, well, it's a man advantage for Godsent going into the hold. Another headshot for Twist. Make that 3. Can he get 4? I mean, the target is waiting for him. Nex is crouching, and Nex will chase him away. So Twist finally decides that's enough.
And look at Schneider.
Exactly.
He's tracking them from behind. This is really good stuff here. Godsent, if they win this round, there's actually a chance they'll win the map. It's been really rough. Mousesports playing so well right now. Half going for the shot, gonna get the 1, and they run right into it. Simply headlong into the P250. That's gonna be 12-9, and this is a huge turnaround for Godsent. They need to keep going. They have to win 1 more round. If they do that, no more money for Mousesports. The chance of back, Semmler.
Yeah, there we go. Coming alive. And well, Mousesports, they do get the nice buy going into it, but you're right, it has put a strain on their economy. Decent nades, but Dennis, you can see, he's the one who kind of had to go for the force. He's got the Deagle, just a couple of nades, and this is how they decided to change things up. We haven't seen this setup yet from Mousesports with the boost up onto the shack on short. So that's not too bad a call to go for, but yeah, money nade right at the foot of Nico. Well, he still could get this shot. He's got that AWP. He's holding the angle. The flash completely ineffective. But the pre-fire from Twist, ridiculous. Then he gets the follow-up on Dennis. That's it. B-site open for business. Rotate the bomb over here. We got it, boys.
My God, how angry is Twist right now? There are so many tiny details in what just happened. It's really beautiful to watch the team, because Twist is an incredibly high level. I was saying earlier when we were at the group stage, I still think sort of an Olofmeister caliber player. But what just happened is essentially that Nico is expecting a shoulder peek, which is why he's aiming so close to the corner, and Twist in his mind, and don't ask how that works, but he sees, I'm gonna have to go for the wide peak. If he goes for a shoulder peek, he's dead. Nico's so on point with those shots, right? So he peeks so wide that Nico can't quite get the flick in time, and it's just some good sort of meta game going on how you peek those corners and how you peek those angles. And this time, Twist just had it exactly right in his mind. He will be going down this round, but he already won it for them, so what the hell at this point? Mousesports have to stay alive with all these rifles. They cannot buy anything in the next round. They simply need every one of these rifles.
Godsent need to be a little bit careful about how they commit to this as well. They don't have a huge bank to fall back on, so they are trying to force it a little bit, but they aren't over-committing to finding those kills. So that's the smart thing to do there for Godsent. Just maintain their economy.
Ooh, and a timeout.
And a timeout comes through. And this should be a tactical timeout. Imagine it's getting called by Mousesports as well.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so Mousesports finally deciding, okay, enough is enough. They saved the 3 guns, so they'll be able to drop for their teammates, so they should be able to get a reasonable buy going here. But yeah, the pressure is mounting to end this in a 2-0 fashion. I mean, Mousesports, they won on cash. Pretty convincing win there. So they're definitely looking to end this 2-0, grab that spot in the semifinals. It's been a long time coming since they've been able to make it that deep into a bracket, so...
To me, this hasn't looked anything like a map that Godsent should be winning. Their first half on the CT side was so dreadful, but their second half, they have won. They've won 5 out of 7 rounds on the T side so far. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's very hard to do playing on Inferno. They've done it against almost anything, and obviously the point in time where Twist takes out 2 or 3 with a Deagle to turn it around, that's where Mousesports start to feel just a little bit on edge, and yeah, their money evaporating.
And that's that unquantifiable sort of thing as well, where it's just like you could be making the calls, but to then have a player just go so hard that he just completely turns, like you can't count on Twist to do that every round.
No.
But he does it in the key round that allows them to start really getting momentum going for themselves. So I mean, Palf killing himself. Okay, so let's see. So he probably gets tagged up by Nex. Yeah, there's the nade.
Oh yeah, so it was a nade that hit him.
And the flash, no, incendiary, full flash. He gets tagged down with the incendiary, and then he backs off into his own incendiary.
GG.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just like an unfortunate turn of events, right? Like series of events.
Yeah, it was less ridiculous than it seemed when it happened, right? I mean, at least there was an explanation, but great job on the production helping us out.
Damn straight.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, we do have the match going live again, so make a little bit of noise here at the arena in Malmö. It's been great so far, and you guys have been an awesome crowd. And Godsent, they need a little bit of more hype because another 3 rounds, and we're going to go to a 3rd map, and I could bet you they want to play that. It didn't random to Dust 2, which would have been an absolute disaster for the Swedish team. Instead, it's Mirage, and who the hell knows what would happen on that one. The home crowd, they're definitely behind Godsent right now to do this.
Yeah, certainly hoping for them to run it over to Mirage as well. That would be perfect. Trade of frags early on. Early aggression coming in here from Godsent, really wanting to just bop Mousesports on the nose. And there we go. They step out into the open, and Schneider wins the duel versus Nex, flat out. And now the man advantage here for Godsent. They can wait and see. They aren't actually just, straight rushing either. They're taking the time. They're using their grenades to make their jobs easier. And Spitty will be able to dart out here into the open. And he denies the bomb plant. Schneider is down, but there's a man on the balcony now in the pit. Doesn't matter. Spitty finds a headshot there as well. He's still dancing alive, this man. He's making all the difference now from the pit.
Yeah, but this is a really tough position for him to play. He's out of grenades. He's only got the FAMAS. Oh, Twist! What a dirty shot to come out. That's a triple kill for him. He's up at 22 right now. Just behind him is Schneider at 20. All right. People taking the effort to actually make signs in German. Appreciate that. 14-9. And the 24th round is coming up here, and there's no more money on Mousesports. The Swedes, they may have actually done it. They may have actually broken through the wall here.
After a shot like that, yeah, I'd say so. Twist is ridiculous. He is the man making the difference here for Godsent in the end. And you're right. I mean, for most of these rounds, at least in the first half, it's been a lot of one-sided, Mousesports, a lot of players surviving, not too many clutch situations. Finally, a clutch situation shows up, and it's Godsent that win it. Just the icing on the cake. And while Godsent, they continue to just, get set up for that B side. They are looking to get control of top banana once again. There's the incendiary going through, and they're making it look like it. Mousesports right now, do they take the bait? Godsent have gone B a lot of times. But they're playing it very safely here, Mousesports. I do like it. No over-rotate coming out here from Chris J. In fact, he's still just waiting around at Arch, going for the shoulder peaks, just trying to get the info.
Oh, getting shot in the back next as he was trying to set up, but now Speedy's getting shot in the back as a result of that. So just sort of almost a domino effect there of people trying to help each other out. Not really anything that Chris could do in that position, so can't blame him either. Dennis and Nico, he's got the Deagle, but this time they managed to avoid him. That has to be considered a pretty good thing at this point in time. Leave Nico alone when he's in this mood.
A little silly there for Schneider to decide to go in, but still, with all these players alive, it should not be an issue. Dennis, he can hold on to this AK. It looks like he will be able to back off and save it. So you know what? It's like Schneider will be kicking himself if his AK, if his teammates aren't successful in killing off Dennis here and denying this AK. There we go. Very nicely done by Lekro. Saves the mistake. The last thing you want to do is hand over a weapon to Mousesports when they're going to be in a forced buy scenario. Wow. Not a forced buy scenario. It was a quasi buy in the last round. They've got actually a pretty reasonable buy going in here.
Yeah, they had to. They simply had to. They sort of try and stack everything on this. It's not so unreasonable. It's perfectly possible for them to win six rounds in a row here. That could be done, but man, is it going to be tough. It seems like Twist has just set his mind on winning this map now. Him and Schneider just absolutely wrecking them. And the earlier, yeah, that Molotov is still not working. It just pops in the air. It's a bit of a shame. Nico on the other side, eating a tiny bit of grenade damage, but all of Godsent nearly looking to make their way through.
Do they have a flash setup here? Is Nico going to get flashed in, or is he just dancing? This is where it gets a little scary here. Dennis, he's ready as the second line of defense, but it is going to be Nico. Point blank, picks up the first kill. Is he able to make it out intact? No, they line up. No, it was Chris dying on the other side. That was the lurk from Schneider. But Lekro is able to take out Nico, and some damage dealt to Dennis, but still, Godsent, they're the ones behind in this sort of scenario. They've taken a lot of damage early on here. Nico doing a fantastic job holding a top banana. They were not expecting that, Godsent.
No, they definitely weren't. And it seems like every time they run into Nico, something bad happens, so they still have Porf with some health, and they might need him to go and open up the map somewhere for them. Just a single kill here would definitely break open either bomb site, really. They're still spread quite far out. Lekro, is he going to fake it out? He's got both a smoke and a Molotov, so he could definitely throw both in there, and that might sell it to Mousesports enough that they'd rotate one guy out of a bomb site. It's not an unreasonable calculation. Speedy, on the other hand, is out for information now. Is this good or bad? Because if they manage to walk into the A-bomb side right now, even if the kill on Lekro happens, things could get a little bit tricky. They do have kits, and look at next. They're certain that this is top banana. They're just absolutely sure. Speedy is essentially feeding his team incorrect information. Lekro going for the peak, and he doesn't get the kill, which is very fortunate. Otherwise, Mousesports would have been in a horrendous position, and right now they must be talking to each other thinking, wait a minute, there's nobody else here. What is going on? Oh my God, if this decides the map, then someone's going to have a very stern talking to Speedy earlier on. I mean, he couldn't know. He was probably 100% sure. But what a way to maybe go out here. Schneider and Porf are left. It's a 2-on-3, but that bomb being down, you got to imagine they're a little bit tilted right now, Schneider. He's allowing them through. He does see one, gets the kill on next. It's still a 2-on-2, and that bomb is ticking inside. Porf hiding in the back corner here. He's got the AK sprays down one. It's now 1-on-2, and Speedy coming around the corner. They still think Schneider's inside library. It's out in the open. It's planted perfectly. Speedy has to go for the defuse, and Schneider, he turns, he holds it down. He's got the pistol out. Oh no, it gets defused. What a round. 15-10 here. Mousesports, they actually make that defuse work. He's out of bullets in the AK.
Yeah, exactly. You know, hold your head and just be like, how does that even happen, Schneider? You're so close to getting the job done. 3 more bullets might have done the trick. But Mousesports, I mean, it's not over yet here for Godsent. They've got more than enough money for the full. Mousesports is still hanging on by their fingernails, and they decide to aggressively take control of banana here, Mousesports. Interesting choice given the lack of utility on their side. Lots of Molotovs going in, and Godsent, you know, that's the thing. Mousesports just don't want to allow for Godsent to go for any shenanigans. And, well, Twist, once again, just starts off strong, taking out next to begin with here. And Godsent, they are in position to try and pounce, but they like to hang back just a little bit. They don't want to feed themselves into Spitty too quickly. He's been doing a lot of damage from that pit position.
They're just fearless right now. You can see Twist is so on point. He's so ready for it. He will be going down, but Schneider's there to pick up where he left off. And 4 versus 3, Nico is sneaking up behind, but it's with a UMP. You're going to be tough to get too many kills with it. Dennis in library with the FAMAS. Speedy going down. Schneider finally taken care of. Great pop flash coming out, but they're not there. They're already wrapping around the bomb site towards Archway. Dennis should be getting a favorable fight here, jumping right, but no! He can't make it work, and now it's all on Nico. He's got 4 health and in a 1v2. Godsend. It was a horrific first half for them, but they've finally done it. We're going to go to a third map here. 16-10 victory over Mousesports. And the Swedish home team making it work for themselves. Well, the game continues into Mirage, which was the final map.